Okay, now you guys can hear me. Now I'm on the built-in microphone. I just spent like 10 minutes fixing this. Okay, let's try this again. Any better now or still staticky? Okay. Something changed and now I can hear myself. So it should be better, but anyway, just let me know in the chat, or actually my ghost account is on my okay, I'm back finally. Yep, technical difficulties, but anyway, folks, I am back in my official capacity. So anyway, folks, welcome to the Sunday night stream where anything can happen. So anyway, this is kind of a makeup stream since last night's show was frankly terrible. Although I will still upload the audio version, and it wasn't terrible because of me or Apex. It was terrible because my computer had been on for a couple days, so it needed to be off. But anyway, I was on RDA without apologies. So their stream, I'd like to thank them for having me on earlier tonight. But I'm here basically for the next hour just to talk about whatever. Skype is open. If any of you guys know my Skype ID, you can Skype in. So, you know, feel free to do that. This The Skype number isn't here yet, but I will be having that, so I'll be able to take calls. And then the real fun can begin. But, anyway, I was going to cover impeachment a bit last night. Didn't get around to it because of all the technical difficulties and whatnot. And honestly, last night I didn't really feel like talking about politics. Still kind of don't, but since people keep asking me about impeachment, we'll get down to it. So, it wasn't terrible. Apex did great. Yeah, I mean, Apex did do great. I was terrible, though. I'll say that. So, yeah, and RDA is a tough crowd, as Ross points out. Speaking of tough crowds, though, the Dems in Congress are going to they're going to spiral here in about a couple weeks or so when Trump doesn't get impeached. His approval rating is really good. In fact, let me pull up a few things here. Let me pull that shit up, as Rogan might say. Yeah. To be frank, your computer sucked ass. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you haven't turned it off in a full 24 hours. I'm one of these idiots that leaves their computer on overnight sometimes, like if I'm exporting a project or something, and I did that on Friday night. I should have done like a hard reset, but yeah. Well, what the I'll tell you what I was thinking. They told me to come on a few weeks ago, so I figured, what the hell? I'm no longer busy, so yeah. Yep, and the prophet Johnny Arcade is right. Comey is going to prison. So, first off, let's Google Trump approval. Okay, let's just see what the headlines are. Okay, so this is and by the way, this is going to be a real laid back show, but you guys are actually going to get like a behind the scenes look at what I do in my free time. So no, I don't want to update system audio. So not yet, at least. So I actually haven't looked at anything today. So the latest Fox News poll, Trump job approval ticks up. Ticks up. Views on impeachment steady. This is why I hate the. This is why I hate going on Fox on my desktop, because ads keep popping up. Are we going to get an audit? Are we going to get another stupid autoplay video? Nope, thank God it didn't autoplay. That setting got fixed. Okay. So, as I said, headline from Fox News poll, Trump job approval rating ticks up, views on impeachment study. Weeks of congressional hearings and debate have failed to move the electorate on impeachment, according to the latest Fox News poll. At the same time, approval of President Trump's job performance has climbed 3 points. Currently, 45% of voters approve of the job Trump's doing, up from 42% in late October. Over half, 53%, disapprove. This lands the president almost exactly where he started the year, as 43% approved and 54% disapproved in January. So, not bad. 53% is incredibly high, and almost dropped a mouse there. So, yeah, that's fairly remarkable considering all that happened between those two polls. Yeah. And for those listening on the audio podcast, I'm reading this off FoxNews.com. On Tuesday, House Democrats announced 2 articles of impeachment against Trump for abuse of power and obstruction of Congress, and on Friday, the House Judiciary Committee adopted the articles after 2 days of impassioned debate. Before that, the House Intelligence Committee held 5 days of public hearing on impeachment. And the Judiciary Committee essentially hosted extended legal arguments presenting evidence from both sides. Most Democrats, 85%, favor impeaching and removing Trump from office, while most Republicans, 84%, are opposed. A new high of 45% of independents favor impeachment, up from 38 in late October. The thing with polls, ladies and gentlemen, is the independents are a weird thing, because I've noticed that they don't always, not all independents answer polls. Hell, most Republicans and most Democrats don't answer polls either. I can guarantee you that there's an equal amount of independents who oppose impeachment as much as those who want impeachment. But as I said, most independents that I know of don't even bother with polling. But anyway, I digress. Back to the article. Overall, 53% of voters believe Trump abused the power of his office. 48% think he obstructed Congress, and 45% say he committed bribery. Yeah. In addition, 47% believe Trump held military aid to pressure the Ukrainian president to investigate his political rivals. And the everybody does it defense falls flat. Only about 1 in 5, 22%, think presidents typically ask leaders of foreign country to investigate domestic political rivals among Republicans. Among Republicans, 33% think that this is common behavior. Well, over half of voters, 52%, say that the Trump administration hasn't cooperated enough with impeachment, with the impeachment inquiry. Yeah, because it's bullshit. Views are mixed on whether congressional Democrats are running the inquiry fairly. 45% yes, 42% no. I'll get to the comments in a sec, but I see you guys in the chat window. However, more consider the actions of Congress, of congressional Republicans politically motivated, than say the same of Democrat lawmakers. By a 16-point margin, voters are more likely to say Republican lawmakers just want to protect Trump politically than think Republicans truly believe what he did is not impeachable. Yeah, and I could say the same thing of the Democrats, that they simply want to impeach Trump because they've been wanting to do the same thing since day one of his presidency and whatnot. But by a 6-point spread, more believe congressional Democrats really think Trump committed an impeachable offense than the Democrats just want to hurt him politically. Well, maybe the Dems have delusioned themselves enough to where they think it's both, but it's not. Well, the impeachment vote is considered historic for lawmakers. Is it really that historic, though? It's a wash at the ballot box. Roughly equal numbers say they would be more likely, 38% to vote for their current House member if he or she votes to impeach Trump, as would be less likely. Some 23% of voters approve the job of Congress is doing. That's up from 21% in October. And this is the best rating for lawmakers since 2018. 62% disapprove. Voters narrowly say House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is better at Washington gamemanship than Trump. 41 to 37%. I will say this, Nancy Pelosi better be fucking better at at political gamemanship than Trump is. She's been in politics for 40 years now? So she better. Women are more likely to say Pelosi is better by 10 points, while men pick Trump by 3 points. Again, those are mostly probably Dem women being polled, though, who like her anyway. Most women I know, well, they have some pretty choice words for Pelosi. Let me just say that all of the women I know talk about how Pelosi has had too much Botox, which she has. But anyway. Oh, this poll is interesting. Both neither. Better at Washington gamemanship. Speaker Pelosi isn't even 41%. The fact that that 13% thinks that both of them suck. That's pretty impressive. So, Justice Department Inspector General Michael Horowitz testified before the Senate Judiciary Committee Wednesday about the origins of the FBI investigation of the Trump campaign. 53% of voters believe it is at least somewhat likely that the FBI broke the law while investigating the campaign. 22% say extremely likely, very likely, and 17% say somewhat likely. Republicans, 71%, are nearly twice as likely as Democrats, 38% to think that there's a chance the FBI broke the law, which they did under Comey. Conducted December 8th through 11th, 2019, under the joint direction of the Beacon Research and Sean Company. This Fox News poll includes interview. Okay, yeah, so basically blah, blah, blah. So. And John Arcade is right. The funny thing voter feelings in this is that they don't fucking matter. True, Johnny. Very true. So, and with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it is actually getting kind of warm in here. So I'm gonna do something that I've never done before, and I'm going to step off camera in the midst of the show. Let me see though. Do I have any good clips to play for you guys while I am briefly gone? I don't have any commercial breaks to play yet, but I will. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. Holy crap! I have a lot of videos I could play. Okay. Let's play this clip. This conversation between two of my favorite podcasters, Adam Carolla and the late Andrew Breitbart. I will be right back in a few minutes. Enjoy this quick audio bite, though. So, I'll be right back. Gotta get something for you folks. And enjoy.
Yeah, but here's the question, because I wonder about this as someone who's labeled a right winger and a bigot, a horrible Hollywood dad.
You?
Yeah,
I heard what you were talking about in the last segment.
I get a lot of that. I get a lot of that just because I have strong opinions on things.
But sometimes you do it as satirically. I think that would.
Well, the thing is they run. Here's a couple things. You could say, I'm for gay marriage. I'm for the legalization of marijuana. I'm for a woman's right to choose, and I want us to pull out of Afghanistan. And then you could go, but I don't think taxes should be raised. And they'd go, fucking righty.
Yeah.
You're such a right winger. You and Chuck Heston should go polish your musket somewhere. And you're like, am I not allowed to have one opinion? Yeah. One fucking opinion that differs from your super lefty agenda? I have one opinion, less government. And then maybe we share 8 out of 10 opinions. But I have one opinion about beefing up the border. And all of a sudden, me and Ronald Reagan are just going on a hayride somewhere to hell. And it's like, why am I not allowed to have one opinion that differs from you? And then why, if I had 8 opinions that covered you, but 2 that differed from you, then how can you call me a member of this group when I have more in common with the group that you're associated with?
Here's what I'll tell you about this. I really am not that political. I don't even care what my opinion is on gay marriage or on abortion. I care about ending the tyranny that you see from the hard left. I really don't like the hard left. I don't mind my liberal Democrat neighbors, who are JFK liberals. I hate the tyranny of the hard left. Wherever you see the left in charge, Hugo Chavez's Venezuela, in Cuba, there isn't a First Amendment. There isn't free speech. And so think about this. During the anti-war campaign against George Bush, you heard dissent is patriotic, dissent is patriotic, dissent is patriotic. And then Joe Lieberman, who 3 years before that, was the standard bearer of the Democratic Party, running as vice president, he disagrees on one thing. He says, no, I support George Bush on the war on terror, and the hard left extricated him and annihilated him and took away his reputation with the Democratic Party for disagreeing on one thing. Right. I hate that.
Well, let me ask this. I have this theory, which is I don't think that the hard left hates Republicans. I think they just hate this country. I really do think they hate this country. And they never say that. They do that thing where they go, we support the troops, we love the troops, but we don't support the cause. Right. And by the way, saying that it's like saying I love the players but I hate the team.
Right.
Or I wish they'd lose the game but I love the players. Like, which is it? If you support the troops or you love the troops, then don't give me that bullshit where you get to have it both ways, where you get to be the patriot, love the troops, but you don't like the cause. But whenever you really get into it with these people, whether it be I remember when Reagan called the Soviet Union an evil empire, and a lot of people on the left got their panties in a bunch. Hugo Chavez, any of these people, Castro. What are you big fans of these people? Really? Like, are you really big fans of these super oppressive dictators? Are you really big fans of what goes on in the Middle East and how they treat their women over there? I thought you were all about humanitarian rights. I thought the whole deal was you're about the individual and their rights. And all these fucking countries that you semi-glorify and protect, they're horrible. And they're horrible to their people. You should be the tip of the spear when it comes to getting those guys out of office or doing whatever we need to do over there. So is it that you really love them, or is it more that you hate us? And I suspect it's a self-loathing thing. I know it is, from a psychodynamic standpoint. Right. They have it's like all the people that were here that were, communists or socialists back in the day, they didn't know for one goddamn hot second what it was like over there. And they wouldn't have lasted 10 seconds in a communist regime. There's no sane person or honest person that says, oh, no, I think communism is a better lifestyle and a better way of governing people. No, they hate this. It's not that they like that. They hate this, but they won't admit that they hate this.
Yeah, they're just not intellectually honest about it.
They're angry at the man.
I actually like leftists who will admit that they're Marxist-Leninists, and they exist, and they say, I want to take this country down. At least they're honest about it. I can be friends with them. I can, have beers with them. What I don't like is how they get, the PR that they're peaceful, and they're saying, hey, let's try and find common ground with Hugo Chavez and Ahmadinejad, and let's meet together. Think about how they treat Sarah Palin. Think about how they treat conservatives. They're hardly peaceful people when it comes to dealing with people in the United States. Think about how they treated the Mormon Church. Think about how they treated that cashier at El Coyote who gave $100 to Prop 8. Completely demonized that person. I would say to them, if you're consistent, let's go to the First AME Church in South Central Los Angeles and let's start protesting gay marriage. Will you do that?
Right.
They won't do that. They go after the easiest targets in the world. They're just a bunch of bullies. But I'll say this. I will say this for the Hollywood left. They're much better at capitalism than the conservative right. Like the magazines that you associate with the conservative movement, they're so good at propounding the virtues of capitalism. And
Breitbart is right. The Hollywood left is better at capitalism than the right is when it comes to entertainment. All right, so shirts off. So anyway, yeah, it was hot in here. It still does get hot, and it still does get hot here in Florida, even though it's December. So thanks, chat. Very cool. I did this for the chat. Really, I did it for the queen of the internet. So I am the things I do for you people. That's just because I love you guys. But anyway, so we've talked about how Trump isn't going to get impeached. So anyway, what other topics do you guys want me to chat about? Or shall we take some calls? Shall we have a guest on Skype? Who could I ring up on Skype? I don't want to pull up my Skype window. I wonder if any Trump babes are available right now. Probably not. Oh, the robot known as Sirio is here. Finally, my artificial intelligence has come back to me. So anyway, I wish we still had Hangouts. Because I would love to do a Danger Zone stream. I really would. So, call Trump. I wish I could. Oh, no. Don't want to do, oh, thank God. Nothing popped up on my desktop. Okay, yeah. So, now here's the really important question of the night. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? There's only one right answer. And the answer is yes. Also, shout out to Thomas Daly in the chat. And to Ian Ellis, LLC. Greetings. So, by the way, I began the show like this But you know, then I took the hat off. So yeah, yeah, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I don't know if it's the best one, but it's up there. So so um. John McClane is still Bruce Willis's best role, that's for sure. So, um, so I don't know though. I feel like the Christmas season started so late this year because Thanksgiving was late. So, Christmas Vacation I think is the best Christmas movie ever, personally. But that's because I'm a comedy fan. So, yeah. Yeah, you know, I actually am a member of the Fedora Gang. A lot of my inspiration is actually from good old Frank Sinatra. That wop. So, Woodland Critters Christmas is my Christmas tradition. I've heard of it. I don't think I've seen it. So, I like Bruce Willis's role as an old man who doesn't want to be there every movie since Die Hard. That's also Harrison Ford, Thomas Daly. By the way, folks, I do a movie podcast too. I do a movie edition of the podcast on Thursdays where I review movies on the auto podcast. So that's something that you guys should check out. You can subscribe to the Whitfield Report on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well. So, yeah. It's been a long time since I've seen Red. If I were to review a Christmas movie on a live stream, not gonna do it tonight, but which one should I review? So, at this point, I'm nowhere near monetization. I'm only like, 550 something subs. So YouTube's not gonna monetize me now. So I'm a little less cautious about which movies I review. No, I'm not gonna review porno movies on here. Serial. That's D live content right there. So I will review Trump babes though. So oh yeah, that episode of South Park Apex. I see. So what else? Like I said, this is a real casual stream tonight. If I was smart, I would have hooked up the audio to the Discord so that people could join the Whitfield Report Discord. I am still building that up. So yeah. I haven't seen Aaron Cross here in a while. What's up, Hiroshi? How you doing? I feel like I should put the chat window up here on screen so that you guys can see what's going on here. But then the stream itself might crash, so I don't know. This is as casual as you're gonna get, Apex. So at least for right now. So. So. Now if I were interviewing a Trump babe on stream right now, things might get even more casual. But alas, I have no guests on tonight. This is just me ad-libbing. I feel so lied to say. I didn't lie to you. Alyssa, I took my shirt off. I'm not wearing a shirt right now. My shirt is on the floor. So, which speaking of is red, white, and blue. So so that's true. Get a Trump babe on. Yeah, let's see. Are any of them available? Let me see on my Skype who's online right now. A class action lawsuit, false advertisement. Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me. Thanks for reminding me of that, Cyril. Chat action lawsuit. Emotional distress immeasurable. Are we suing my ex-girlfriend? Is that what this is? Because I like that idea. So we should maybe I should get the second tier Night Daddy on here. Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. So let's see. We, the undersigned chat, do hereby swear our affidavit of false advertising. Establishment is still wearing a shirt and pants. Well, I won't. As far as pants go, all I can say is is all I can say is I am wearing pants no longer. Hey, Near Eye is in the chat. What's up? What's up, Near Eye? How you doing? I need a lifeline here, buddy. The chat is trying to get me to take my clothes off. So I'm trying to be good. So, but the chat's not making it easy. Go Bills. Yeah, go Bills. Broncos didn't do well. So yeah. So yeah, you guys heard the zipper, so you're welcome. So the question is though, is the chat wearing pants right now? So is that's the real question. This is going to be really awkward for the podcast listeners as well. They'll just have to imagine all this. So anyway, let's see. So anyway, like I said, this one is for the this is for the queen of the internet. So I'm so the wit thought report. That actually sounds like the name of a show I should do, where I go around interviewing different thoughts. So, thoughts on that? I don't know. So, yeah. Okay. So there's no reason to sue my shirt anymore. So when Sam takes off his shirt, he looks like he's doing karate. Also, Alan Pell, I call bull crap on that. So well, Apex, if I'm a thought, then what does that make you? I'm not a thought. I just like women a lot. So, anywho, let's see what else do I have? What else do I have to chat here? I should really get some live ad reads. That's what I should do. So Oh, what the heck? Yeah. Oh, hey, hey, Zen. How are you doing? So, uh, women are fucking gay, bro. Bro. Well, speak for yourself, Zero. That means more for me. So, let's see. Do I have any stories for you though? I don't have any good stories to share. I don't have any good stories of Savage Sam to share though. I wish I did, but I don't have any stories to tell. None that none that I could tell on air anyway, at least. So uh so well, I mean the thing it is Alex Jones goes shirtless. So I might as well too. So tell us a ghost story, Sam. Well, if you want me to tell you a horror story, I can tell you one. There was once this guy. There was once this. There was once this young man who was a promising comedian, or so he thought. He was a promising comedian. He he had a few stand-up specials on Comedy Central. But he had a deep dark secret as well. He enjoyed the forbidden art of room whacking, and it haunted him. So that young comedian even went off to college and thought that room whacking was normal until his roommates shared with him that it wasn't. Well, this broke him. So he started doing relationship comedy. And then when his candidate Hillary lost, he decided to change course and LARP as a conservative commentator for a while. Until this opening guy, this Stolen Valor guy, ruined his comedy career. His actual friends tried to warn him, but he wouldn't listen. So he started to spiral. And as he pushed his true friends away, the spiraling got worse. Until one day, after all the spiraling, he spiraled himself right off the internet and knew young, promising, non-comedian took his best audience members and did not spiral. And became funnier than he ever than the other guy even imagined. So, and that's the story of Big Bear. So I can't even keep a straight face when mentioning that guy. So is spiral a new word for Ruback? It should be Zen. It should be. So why yes. Why yes, Senate Ford, my shirt is off. So anyway, folks, what do you guys want Santa? What do you guys want? What do you guys want Santa to bring you for Christmas? Yeah, Aaron, you did get a shirtless story, and it's it's actually 1,000,000% less gay than any of Owen's streams. So, better puns, Neeple. Let's see. How many people? Let me check this. Let me check the stream feed real quick. How many people are watching this? I'm curious. Andrew Edwards says, The Wall. Aaron Cross says, a shirtless Sam calendar. Well, that might be an exclusive item at some point. Oh, poor Johnny. I'm sorry that happened to you. So it's okay, Johnny. Santa can't hurt you anymore. So Sam Beefcake calendar needs to happen. Only if the ladies of danger join me. That's my one condition. So, but anyway. I never said to her, oh. Well, still. Let's see. Perhaps someone will get in touch with the police in Italy. Let's see. They might be interested in knowing about Tedward's little schemes and scams. Well, what you have to understand is, the Italian police are scared of Tedward Spaghetti-word. Because he's the Dark Lord, don't you know? So. No, Stereo, don't ruin your keyboard like that. If you stream all over your keyboard, how will you continue to watch the stream? You don't speak pepperoni? Well, you might not speak it, Johnny, but I know you eat it. So, I miss DZ hangout streams though, to be honest. I really do. So. Alright. Let's see. Is Siri learned a bit of tortellini? Are they in wheelchairs? What, pepperonis or the DZ? I don't know. I'm the only one in a chair. So, I mean, I could bring, you know what? I am actually going to do research on this real quick. Alright, let me go to Google. Let's see. So this is where things are gonna get a little bit boring. What? Did the stream die? No, I do not want to update system audio. Again, I'm not interested. Wow, 13 people watching this. That's actually impressive. Yeah, no. I know that this is boring here. Well, I mean, Zenit Ford could jump on Skype and, call. Or Near could jump on if he really wanted to, but I'm not gonna pressure anyone. This is at least more entertaining than me spiraling about random stuff online. I don't know. So, and at least the stream quality is good, better than it was. So, I really should do an end of the year like stream, which I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do like a YouTube rewind style vid, like a compilation of the show. So I don't know. Question for Near though. You mean yeah, no one wants to see me spiral. No one. So like I said, I don't even think that would be allowed on YouTube necessarily. I'd have to go somewhere else to make that happen. A Shirtless rewind. That's interesting. Gummiversary coming up. Yeah, that's true. Oh. Oh, Johnny wants to see me spiral. Johnny should have well, I may spiral here in a bit. But I don't know. Well, someone's online right now, so let's see who the mystery caller is, shall we? It's ringing. Okay. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. So. Did you guys see the post about Crowder's dog and gummies? No, I did not. J.A. Enlighten me. Oh, so my co-host is back to kind of rein this show in. So
what the hell are you doing, Sammy?
I'm just doing what the chat wants me to. So.
Oh man, your audio is really quiet. Hold on, let me see if I can find my headset.
And more specifically, I'm doing what the queen of the internet asked me to do.
Oh wait, there we go. Now we're good. All right. So what's up, man?
Uh, just just kind of bored. Decided to throw on this bonus stream to entertain the good people. So
I like you were entertaining me. I helped campaign to get that shirt off, mind you.
you
I
you
do push-ups. You take your shirt off. You know,
yeah,
we make the people what they want.
very very true. So everyone really should give Apex Gamma a, s- a sub
Ah,
um, because you deserve it. I plugged your channel when I was in RDA's stream earlier tonight. So yeah,
dude. Thanks,
not
man.
not that anyone paid attention to. I got roasted, which
Oh,
I kind of maybe even I need to get roasted every once in a while. So,
we
but
all do, man. We all do. Keeps us humble,
mm,
you know.
so
Well,
ex,
and
ex,
that's the key to this whole, e-celeb thing, man. People get so up their own ass, and they get people around them telling them, you know, that they're God's gift to the internet, and they start to believe it. And then
except
when someone brings legitimate criticism, I mean, again, whether we're talking about Mersh or Owen or fucking Mundane Matt or any of just anybody, you fucking pick an e-celeb, really.
yeah, it's it's crazy too, because I really was involved in any of this streaming culture until really this whole Owen saga began.
Yeah.
But now I'm in it, so
Yeah,
I'm
me neither,
here.
buddy.
So I will say that the queen of the internet is basically perfect. Is basically perfect though. She does not. Uh, she she does not deserve any criticism except for that of which she criticizes herself on. So
You could argue that because she is so incapable of being criticized, that in itself is a criticism. I mean, if you want to get philosophical.
John Arcade says, I just got unsucked from Apex now that I see that he vapes. So
Well, sorry.
well, what do you do? What do you do, Johnny? So do, you don't chain smoke on my stream anymore. So
Yeah, I still smoke cigarettes very rarely, but I started smoking really young, like a lot of smokers in my generation, because it was the cool thing to do.
mm-hmm.
Ultimately, that's ultimately how it started. But I can fucking run again. I mean, I'm not gonna say that I'm not fucking in need of the nicotine, but
I don't. I've never really smoked, but I will say that. And by the way, I don't think like smoking or not smoking. I don't think that. I don't. I'm not one of these people that thinks that like smoking is moral. But I will say there is something to be said for cigarettes on election night. So
I don't know that I get that.
because election night is stressful, man, and so
Oh,
even me, and I don't really
right. Okay.
I don't I don't smoke, but if I do election coverage on election night 2020, chances are you might see me with a cigarette on on stream. Although I would have to be outside to do that. So
You
let's see.
got a window and a fan in that room?
Yeah,
Just
I could do that too, but I don't want the room to smell like smoke. But
Sure, no, I was just kidding, man. That's what I used to do when I was like,
I
before legal age.
I would if it were my house. So, but
So, impeachment. You talked a little bit about impeachment, right?
impeachment is not gonna happen. So,
I mean, I don't think remove happened, but I don't know, man. Again, I'm an idiot, and I definitely need
only
more.
only during election night, Melissa. So,
You guys want to hold on?
so
Oh yeah,
wait.
this might be
Apex,
really funny. Hold on.
Apex, are you in a shack right now?
No, I'm in my basement, and this is a stack of boxes from Amazon that are all Christmas presents, and it's my cat scratching it, and she's about to pull the whole fucking stack down on top of her. So I thought you in chat might enjoy this thrill ride with me because it's teetering. She's gonna pull that fucking shit down. Do it.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Do it. There it goes. Aw, cat tower. Well, that was anticlimactic. Sorry.
Well, impeachment will happen. I guess the removal won't happen though. So
That's what. Yeah. I mean, just like Clinton. I mean, Clinton technically got impeached, right? But he didn't get removed. And then Nixon got impeached, but he, resigned.
Yeah. Avoid nicotine if you don't want your lungs to think you're mean. If you smoke, your life is a joke. Cigarettes are bad. They make your life sad. That all rhymes. So
It sounds like one of the Dare. Back when you were in school, they used to have the Dare people come in and like play music and be like, "Yeah, drugs are bad, guys," and come up with rhyme schemes.
I knew the Dare cop who at my elementary school was also the security guard like at my middle school, so I kind of grew up with him, kind of in the area. Come to find out, he was like a major, like when he was younger, he had been like a homicide detective, like
Nice.
he saw some pretty. I imagine after 15 years of being a homicide detective, you would take the Dare job,
Right. Yeah. Let's go help some kids. The officer at my school, my high school, which was a 6A school. I mean, it was a big school. And actually my freshman year, they had brought in 2 other schools in the area had basically shut down. So they had spread these kids out. So there was like an influx of anyway, there was like 1,000 kids or 1,100 kids in my freshman class. But the cop, the main security guard who was a cop, was the cop in our school because he he tackled and ultimately crippled a pregnant woman because he thought she was shoplifting. He thought she was he basically royally fucked up and was kind of a joke on the school campus. He was like a fucking 5'3" bald guy, just the classic little man syndrome. It was not a good authority figure when it really came down to it. I mean, he was wearing the uniform and he had a gun on his fucking hip and he could put you in handcuffs, but nobody respects. There was more to it. I don't think he didn't falsely identify this woman. He was extremely aggressive, I guess, in some sort of altercation and caused the woman to fucking shit, disabled her, and she had a miscarriage as a result. So yeah, cops are people too, man. But you know, they do stupid shit.
Yeah.
Just like everybody else. Some of them are stupider than others. It's just like anything, man. You know, I like to think that the people that go into law enforcement have a certain kind of head on their shoulders, but there's also the other end of the spectrum, the sociopaths and shit that, you know, or the guys that, you know, got beat up their whole life that want to inflict that back onto society.
Of course.
You know, there's a lot of there's that too.
Yeah. There's a lot of them. So.
I would hope that my ADD would give you some, you know, some rapid fire topics to talk about, because I could talk about fucking anything at any pace. Let's see.
That's okay. My ADD is kind of kicking into. We're all. I don't have ADD, but but I just kind of like rambling on this on these Sunday like freestyle streams. So.
Well, you know, I like fucking riffing with you too, man. I do. You know, it's kind of become like a thing for me. Anytime that you're doing a show I don't expect to be on, but I like make time to hope to be, you know.
which I appreciate, man. I appreciate, man. So
I have to admit, it's a lot more intimidating talking to you with while looking at you with no shirt on than it is typing in your chat, looking at you with no shirt on. It's pretty alpha, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little intimidated as a gamma, so just be aware.
Well, I'm a good beta or Celta or whatever Owen calls himself.
Wait, would it be Sigma? What is the one that Vox called himself? Omega or Sigma or some shit?
No, that's what Owen calls himself, a Sigma. I mean, clearly Vox Day is. I'm not gonna be able to do this bit with a straight face, so fuck it. But clearly we all know that Vox Day is an alpha male. So.
Well, no, I thought that he like was a self-proclaimed. He like made up a whole separate category that like basically what he thought identified. I thought it was Sigma, which was the outcast, the outsider that doesn't need to be part of the group but is part of the group, and he just like spelled out what he thought he was. And yeah, it was a long fucking time ago. I have not watched Vox in too long, which made me realize earlier today that here I'm talking about moving on to other people and making other content other than Owen, but Owen is still a fucking liar. Owen has been and continues to be a fucking liar and a piece of shit, and maybe even you know, an agent of some kind to some degree, because when you go back to election year, back to those old Why Didn't They Laugh podcasts, like the Saint Arcade, you know, was fucking crushing it on before multiple channels got taken down.
Peace be upon him.
Yes, indeed. Those clips, man, like you go back and it's mind blowing. But not only that, but Vox, who is still attached to Owen, and we've all known, everybody in this sphere of the internet or this little corner of the internet has known that downfall, that little fucking dynamic duo that they've got is inevitably going to fucking explode. Because, I mean, we've known it, and I still think that's the case. As I've mentioned, I've not been in the right frame of mind. The depression and shit has taken away from more than just like the everyday shit. It's been a chore to even think about making videos, and the videos that I make are so fucking stupidly easy and shitty. Like it's not. And it was always fun. That's the whole reason I did it in the first place. But yeah, like I'm feeling kind of reinvigorated, thanks to you know, various things, including talking to you, but talking to other people in the community and stuff that I haven't spoken to in a while. You know, just kind of reaffirmed why I was doing it in the first place. And, you know, maybe I think I might, instead of just watching Owen exclusively, maybe I'll start watching some Vox, making fun of him too, putting up some, and I'm definitely going back to those old election year podcasts of Owen's, because you want to talk about some relevant information that comes out of Owen's mouth in those you know, in those episodes. It's pretty damning, you know. I maybe just need to change my format a little bit, I think, because like I was saying last night, I felt like I didn't want to make any videos anymore, because any that I did would be, you know, would satisfy the people that are there already, but anybody that happens upon my channel are just as likely to go, well, maybe not just as likely, but I felt like were more likely than I was comfortable with to go and find Owen, and like maybe wouldn't have found him otherwise. Like, again, I ultimately felt like we had won. He was off of all the major platforms, but the motherfucker's got another Instagram already, which I didn't know before this evening.
I didn't know that either.
Yes, he does. I think it's Owen Benjamin Comedy. And he's making jokes about sending Hooper Crowder, which I guess is Steven Crowder's dog, jokes about sending him poison gummies. So that's funny.
Sirio, and I just found that you can pin comments, YouTube comments in the stream window in the software I'm using. Sirio has the comment of the evening, which is from Hillary to Hitler in less than 3 years regarding Owen. Yeah, that's
You're gonna hit it right on the fucking nose, man.
That's pretty much true. No, Wanda. I think you've got the same Sirio. Maybe, but yeah. I mean, honestly, Owen. My whole thing is that, I mean, obviously, I'm kind of bringing this back to Trump in the election. The thing that people have to understand is that, and I didn't mean to make it sound like Vox, but
You totally did, man. I wasn't gonna say it, but
now
brought it up. That was fucking.
we'll see. Now that simple phrase, I just think of Vox. But what? But
See, what you have to understand. Well, you would have had to say it at like 20% that speed, man, for it to really have been relevant. But I couldn't help but notice.
See.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I'll do. Now you've got me attempted to do an impression, so.
Fucking do it.
What? See, Apex. What you have to understand is, I was not initially a huge Trump fan. I didn't hate him. Okay, I can't.
You're missing some uhs in there. Those pauses need some uhs and ums, but you throw the uhs and ums in there, and you are fucking. That's money, bro. That's fucking money.
Okay. I did initially love Trump, but I didn't necessarily you know, I hated Hillary more, and so I was going to vote for whoever the uh, candidate was running against Hillary. Anyway, it just turned out that what you have to understand is it just turned out that once Trump became basically the nominee, once it was between him and Ted Cruz and that gamma, I really began to like Trump. So.
See, now, what you have to understand is, I intrinsically felt that Trump would be, the greatest thing that would ever happen to the American people. Well, I guess I shouldn't say, oh man, I need a creaking chair for it to work properly, but.
Oh yeah, that's the one thing that neither of us have is like an old creaky, and just
so when you start to realize that you're slowly talking yourself into a corner, you're like like incredibly slowly talking yourself into a corner like a fucking idiot. 160 IQ.
Best selling author too. Don't forget that.
Mm-hmm.
Better than
comic book fucking guru too.
Oh yeah, let's see, which comic book film series have you watched of his lately? So
you know what? I watched a what was it, like a 90-second trailer that had footage from I'm pretty sure Wolverine or something like that, some sort of stock SWAT footage for that. What was that stupid comic, Rebel or whatever? That stupid alt hero character.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Earlier that was awful. But again, at least they fucking put a coat of paint on that piece of shit that they're trying to sell. The unauthorized.com. That's one of the things that I think is going to be the end of Owen and Box, because they promised streaming. They pretend like they didn't promise streaming, but all those people that signed up right off the bat, like, yeah, jump on board now and get a T-shirt, and you'll be fucking founders and blah blah blah. Well, Box forgot about the T-shirts. I posted a video about that months ago. Just fucking completely forgot about it. But now that they don't have streaming and they haven't had streaming, the excuse has been, we don't need it. We don't need streaming. I haven't seen them explicitly say that they never promised streaming, because they definitely did. But they just started pretending like they didn't need it. And DLive may be a little more of a loose platform, but I don't think that they're going to keep Owen on. I have to admit that I haven't watched much of his stuff since he's been on DLive. But if they're anything close to his average YouTube stream, I mean, DLive is a much smaller platform, dude. They're moderators, they're people in charge of shit. It's way easier for them to keep tab, especially when Owen's, because my understanding is Owen regularly pulls like fucking 7,000 viewers over there. If he's getting that many people and he's still talking about, making metaphors about killing wild animals and comparing them to a certain group of people, and how you have to kill these animals who are like a certain group of, the obvious metaphors of
the
violence like that. DLive will fucking boot him, dude. And then what? They don't have anything. You know what I mean? Stream.me is fucking long dead. Peace be upon it. Because I actually liked StreamMe.
Yeah, so did I. I was actually verified, like, officially on Stream.me at one point. So
yeah, I mean, that was good shit. But anyway, like, then it's going to come down to, I think, again, the prophet, Johnny Arcade, peace be upon him, back when one of the first streams that I ever did with you was with him, and he detailed his opinion on where the quote unquote bears were going in full blown cult status. So once Owen is fully off of the internet, streaming wise, because again, his business model has relied on the ability to talk live to an audience. Period. Like, he needs the ability to stream. That's his platform. He can't just make videos. Nobody gives that much of a fuck. They want to talk to him. They want to think. They want to feel like they're recognized by him, noticed by him, part of his group, whatever. When he can't do that anymore, then people are going to, again, I think a good majority of them are going to go, holy fuck, everybody was, all these people were right. Johnny Arcade was right. ROTC, even the people that have been calling out Owen and Vox as scammers, because we're not the only few. There's lots of people that have been doing it because it's pretty obvious to anybody that looks. But the other small percentage, I think I could see honestly them starting like an actual like community, like a physical community of people moving closer together to start out. I don't know. Like, I just have really, I haven't thought about it, and I haven't thought about Owen that much in a long time, or in longer than it's been for some time. And now that I'm like, the gears are starting to turn again, like, I feel like I've missed so much time, and my brain's trying to catch up to what's actually happening. I don't remember how we got back to. Why do we always end up back on Owen? It always happens.
I wonder the same thing, honestly.
I mean, let's be real. I have a channel that has, I don't even know, somewhere in the ballpark of 3, 4, maybe 500 videos solely about Owen Benjamin. So I guess that could be it. But
someone asked me how I started. Someone asked me like how I went. Someone asked me like how I went from like talking serious politics to talking about Owen. Like one of my old friends who I started podcasting with like a long time ago asked me like why I started talking about Owen, so much, instead of like talking regular politics. And I guess like for me the easiest explanation was like, Owen started off like, at least when I was in the Bears, he was trying to do like serious political commentary, and I was trying to help him, but then he spiraled, and so I guess kind of like in a noble effort to expose him, and like distance the rest of us from him, like continue to expose him. Like I kind of felt like calling him out, and it just became this whole thing. So, but
I think because I've dealt with the same thing. The only difference is I didn't really do anything on the internet other than, I wasn't like trying to be a YouTuber, but I would just record video game footage, because back then I played more video games especially than I do now. But it was fun, and I would like edit shit together. It was fun, whatever. But other than that, like once I started doing this, and like people that I see every day in real life that are also subscribed to my YouTube channel are like, I don't talk about Owen like I've never mentioned Owen to anybody. There's been people, one or two, one actually off the top of my head that I can think of, but I feel like there's been two or three maybe that have brought him up to me, like acquaintances or old friends or whatever, that are like, oh yeah, you're just randomly talking about shit we watch on YouTube or comedians or whatever, and he's been brought up, and I go off on a little tangent, or I'll be drunk and be like, this fucking piece of shit, you know. That's happened once or twice, but for the most part, it's not. It doesn't. It's just something. It's like a hobby. That's what I've always said. It's a hobby for me, and I feel like it's not just fun. I do feel like it's important, and maybe not the most important thing that I could be doing, and certainly not the most important thing that could be done. But I do, you know, Owen, again, he's called it wizardry forever, but his ability to do exactly what he's telling people to look out for is amazing. I mean, it really is.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he's done it consistently for months on months on months, and it just keeps evolving. And I mean, at times it's kind of demoralizing, but it has to end. It has to run out, because it depends solely on faith in people. Because that's what got me. I didn't know Owen well enough when I first stumbled upon him, or his background or anything else, to, like, the things that he said were just so, like, they connected with me. And I mean, not everything, but I liked the dude, and I liked listening to him, and he engaged with his chat, and it wasn't all political back then. He mostly played piano and looked at memes and shit like that. He was always drinking coffee with his fucking glasses on, inside in front of a window. But I forgot the point that I was trying to make now. But
he was sane, or so we thought.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. But I think that, you know, he's going to end up being a lesson for people. He may, you know, I've had ideas that he's going to end up in, like, fucking textbooks, like psychology textbooks, depending on how far it goes. Like, he may be like a first example of what Evil Eric recently described as this new phenomenon of people treating the internet like it's a real place, like it's a physical space, and attaching themselves to it as though it is physical, and people as though they're physical in that space. You know, we're like, people will accuse certain people of hanging out in such and such chat room. Like, well, actually, I'm hanging out on my couch. I'm in my living room, and I'm in this chat, talking in this. You know, I don't know. I've watched this show. There's I don't know. I forget exactly how he put it, and I feel like I'm butchering it. But it's fascinating to look at it that way. And I think that Owen is going to be a new case of, it's like Jim Jones was to cults, Owen could end up being to, like, internet cults, you know?
Right, absolutely. So,
I mean, that may be far-fetched, but again, I look at all of this stuff from the perspective of where, like, the way I perceived it all back in the day before I, you know, and admittedly I was, you know, I wouldn't say it was the strongest of mind that I could have been, but that's even, you know, we're not all 100% all the time. That's the thing. Smart people get duped. Stupid people learn things and get smart. You know what I mean? Like, we're not, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
we can all fall into traps, man.
Yeah, totally, man. I understand that. So,
and I think that was the big crux of me just making videos, just to share in solidarity with you know, those that had been doxxed, that I witnessed being doxxed by this man, and their effort just to put out volume to bring people's attention to the negativity. And I actually wonder if I didn't do harm in that perspective, because, you know, when I go through and I get some of the comments that I've gotten, there's so many fans that watch my channel, fans of Owens that watch my channel, and comment and like thank me for just post, like I'll just post a clip with no commentary, and they're like, "Oh, this is awesome! Thank you for doing this. Owen's amazing." Blah blah blah. There's too many of those, like too many of those for my comfort, you know. And those were the kinds of things that led me to be like, you know what? I don't think I want to make videos about this dude anymore, because I'm not fucking Johnny Arcade, peace be upon him, and I'm certainly not fucking Porcelain, peace be upon him. I mean, Porcelain especially, that man had a real talent for what he did. And, you know, I mean, even he, with his first Owen documentary, which was a fucking masterpiece, didn't, I mean, I don't want to say didn't harm Owen, because that would be really silly to say that it didn't wake some people up.
Right.
But more importantly, it provides entertaining and very concise evidence, video and otherwise, to Owen's past behaviors and dealings with the likes of Valor Stealing, Human Cancer, Eric Nimmer, you know, that whole thing.
Yeah, for sure. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Look like you're zoning out on me, Sammy. Or are you looking at the chat?
I'm looking at the chat. Also, John Arcade brought up T-shirts. So, and the fact that Vox Day isn't, you know, shipping T-shirts yet. So
yeah, that's what I brought that up. He mentioned he was going to do that fucking forever ago for the premium subscribers or whatever.
So
and he got
Johnny made me do something. Well, and don't worry, he didn't do anything bad, but he did remind.
hard to believe.
Well, he did remind him bringing up T-shirts has prompted me to check the status of a certain merch store that's going to be on the web soon. So, and you know what? What the hell? I might as well.
Are you launching a merch store? Is that what you're saying, Sammy?
Yep. Basically.
Yes.
Basically.
Dope, man.
Basically. So.
That's awesome.
Let's see.
Very cool, man. Sign me up. I'll wear a Wit Thought Report shirt. Which, by the way, I didn't say good thought, motherfucker. You were like, oh yeah, the Wit Thought Report. Maybe I could just go around and interview thoughts and call it the Wit Thought Report. What do you guys think? Is that a good thought? And I'm like, that's a good thought. And then you, like 5 minutes later, were like, if I'm a thought, what are you? Damn it.
Yeah.
I just had to clarify that.
Yeah, I misread that. So.
It's all good. I have to piss. So
all right, sounds good. I'll hold these savages over. So. So what's going on, chat? Probably not Jen says Sammy hates T-shirts. Let's see. Well, I just hate shirts.
Well, listen, I am here on behalf of the Chat Action lawsuit to tell you that the Queen of the Internet has officially dropped charges. So you are free and clear, but watch it next time because I don't think she's going to be so lenient.
Well, the queen of the queen of the internet is you know, she's a friend of mine. She's a friend of mine. So you know, well she's a friend of the entire internet. I mean, you know,
Right, she's the fucking queen of the internet, bro. She's friends with everybody.
well,
That's
I mean,
like her whole.
well, I mean, I
You know, royalty has to make everybody from the lords to the peasants feel like they're part of her clique. So if we all think we're part of her clique, she's doing a good job.
Indeed. So, you ignore the chat till Apex has to piss, and now you want to be BFFs again. I don't think so.
Shit.
Well, Johnny, I'll always be your BFF. So. I mean, you haven't co-hosted in a while though either. So not that that's your fault. That's the fault of Skype. So for not working real well. So for
Man, I wish I could look at chat and I mean I can have audio on, but I won't have video.
let's see. Yeah, I don't know. So I guess some people were upset by your comments on the Mandalorian last night.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, I kind of figured.
To which I
and you know,
to which I would say get over it. So
yeah, we're all entitled to our opinions. That's why I gave mine. You know, and I didn't. It's not like I came to this conclusion lightly. And it's not like it's a conclusion. It's just my assessment thus far. I did say that I hate it, but that was a little hyperbolic. It is very frustrating to watch for me and has been since like the second episode, basically. Or maybe the third episode. I don't know. Even the first episode, if I'm being real.
My biggest complaint is that it's not. Don't worry, Liz, I'm not gonna spoil it here. Although I have done spoiler reviews on the audio podcast, so again, sub to the Whitfield Report on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever if you want to listen to that. But my complaint is that, and yes, I know it's Disney, but my biggest complaint right now is it's a little too Disney. So.
I mean, yeah, like, I don't know. It's not to say that the episodes with some of the most frustrating or like just parts didn't have good moments in it. Cause I mean, dude, the whole thing is it's fucking Star Wars and it still takes place in the Star Wars universe. You know what I mean? And that the power of that alone, for anybody that's even a remote fan of anything Star Wars is strong. And they've done a good job with nostalgia thus far and hitting little notes of, things in the past to be like, deep cuts that only hardcore fans, some of them only hardcore fans will get, some of them, even modest fans will pick up on. Things like Baby Yoda, obviously. But again, it just seems I don't have a good feeling about it. Let's put it that way. That's my best summary thus far. I don't have a good feeling about it. I want to like it, and I have wanted to like it, but it's like, I have a pretty strong ability to suspend my disbelief when it comes to, entertainment properties. But things like leaps in logic and plot holes. And I mean, plot holes are one thing, depending on the degree, but like even a story that's a space opera, like I brought up, I think last night, the whole spaceship, not having a goddamn car alarm, this being the greatest, the greatest race of bounty hunters, and one of the best among this race doesn't, I mean, I don't know. The things like that, it's like, it bothers me, and I have a hard time seeing past it. I can get over the, warp speed and fucking all that shit, but it's like, I just can't, I can't deal with, I don't know. I'm having a hard time dealing with the leaps in logic.
My
Simple, I guess that's the way to put it. I don't know.
So it's interesting that you don't like the it's interesting that you don't like the Mandalorian, because I like the Mandalorian, but I'm kind of concerned in the direction that it's going. If they,
And I guess that's that's basically how I feel too. I don't hate it. I really don't like it, but I have still been watching it out of the sheer. I mean, I feel like I have to. It's Star Wars, you know what I mean. I actually haven't seen The Last Jedi yet, but I intend to see it as well as this newest abomination. Just because I want to be able to. I at least want to see it for the memes,
Well,
if nothing.
yeah, well, and it's interesting that you bring up the movies, because that's my whole concern, is that and Disney's done the same thing with the Marvel movies now too. They have to connect every single thing to
Everything else.
Yeah, to everything else, and it's that's one thing that has driven me crazy about the Marvel movies for years and years and years. And I will say this: I understand, in the case of the Star Wars movies, why you need to do that, for the individual trilogies. But if they're going to do what I think they're doing with The Mandalorian, they're going to try and tie it in somehow with the newest upcoming Star Wars movie. They're going to shoehorn it in somehow and try and connect it, and it doesn't need to be connected.
Yeah, I would guess that you're right, and not only that, but as I also think I mentioned last night, that new Jedi Fallen Order game that just came out recently, which is probably my favorite Star Wars narrative in fucking 15 or 20 years. I think they're going to do the same thing with that franchise as well, because that's not done. The way that ended, it takes place between episode 3 and episode 4, and with a whole new hero. You know what I mean? And there's hints to events, and they talk about the Clone Wars, and there's just a lot of. But again, it's a shared universe, so you can't really blame them for trying to connect pieces, but forcing those pieces together is a different thing. And I feel like at this point, there's no way for them to do it that it's not going to feel that way. Sammy, you look miserable.
No, I'm good. I had an eyelash in my eye, but it's out now.
Oh,
so, yeah, no, Yeah, no, I am miserable because Disney has ruined Star Wars. So
Yeah.
um, they got rid of all the Legends stuff too, which I enjoyed. So like the Knights of the Old Republic and those video games, like
Well, in my opinion, man, the biggest mistake that they've made many, but once Kathleen, I don't know if it was actually Kathleen Kennedy's decision or not, but the decanonization of all the novels and everything that's come out over the that was the worst mistake that they made.
that's
I mean, period.
that's exactly what I'm talking about. So
Yeah.
is like all those video games, like all the novels, the decan,
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, right. Okay, I
So
got you. I misunderstood you. My bad.
I mean, like, and they're constant. And the thing that really amuses me is supposedly they're looking for a source material, and
Yeah,
it's like
she said Star Wars is lacking in source material. She literally said that recently in an interview.
yeah, and it's like go back to the old Republic era of all those novels. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever played Knights of the Old Republic as a kid, but that's one of my favorite games.
It's basically one of every Star Wars fan's favorite games. Yeah, I did play it.
And I have the perfect. I already know who could be cast as Revan too, so since everyone is so desperate to shoehorn Keanu Reeves into everything, and I have no problem because I love Keanu Reeves, but Keanu Reeves should be Revan if he's going to be in the Star Wars universe. So
I mean, yeah, Keanu Reeves would make an excellent Force wielder, whether Sith or Jedi. Let's be real about it.
yeah. I will say this. Well, Star Wars has faltered. John Wick has probably become my favorite movie franchise of the last couple of years. So
I mean, definitely, because in an entertainment industry that is just fucking overflowing with remakes, cash grab remakes, reboots, attempts at recapturing glory of decades past. It's everywhere. There's very little original IPs as far as like movies and TV shows go. That's why TV, I shouldn't say TV, but movies, because that's why TV took over in the last 15 years or so. The likes of Breaking Bad and Dexter and The Walking Dead and all the other shows that have ended up being like fucking 40-hour, 50-hour movies over the course of weeks.
yeah.
What's going on?
So the chat says Sammy is crying. Sammy is emotional. I'm not emotional. I'm not emotional, guys. So I'm not gonna cry like Ellen. So
Oh man. Well, happy Sunday, Sammy.
yes, indeed. Well, technically, happy Monday if you're on the East
Oh.
Coast.
No, happy Monday, even if you're in fucking Central Time. It's 12:06.
Well, shoot. I hope I'm not keeping you up too late. So
I mean, I got children to get up in the morning, but they're old enough. They figure it out mostly. Just need to make sure that they're, not wearing clown shoes to school.
Well, that's true. So you don't want the you
The
don't.
only thing that's literally the only thing that I have to worry about, and it's only with one of them. But just some of the shit that she decides to wear, that she thinks it's funny too, because her younger sister is like it's just a she's a little fashion star. She's all about matching, and you know, she's fine. She's fine. But her older sister can't match two colors. She doesn't understand like what matching colors is. She'll bring like a fuck it. You know what I mean? She'll be wearing, I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Yeah,
But you get it. Like,
yeah, but
what?
she'll get eventually. I mean, there are full-grown adults that don't understand what, you know, that is either.
That, I mean, the color wheel is pretty easily accessible, you know. So.
Mm-hmm. John Eric 8 says play the Comey interview. I don't have that yet, but I will get that later this week. So stay tuned. So I'm gonna try and do like some, you know, I'm gonna try and do more streams now that I have some time off. But it is getting late here, so
Yeah, man. If you wanna, I'm gonna smoke this bowl and go to sleep.
Sammy needs to smoke a cigar. Probably not, Jen says. I did smoke a cigar on stream once. Oh, back when we were in the Bears. I don't know if you remember that. Probably not, Jen. But
open up a PO box and I'll send you a cigar and we'll smoke cigars on stream together. Election.
our RDA Rostog wanted to know where my PO box was. He wanted to send me something, so I gave him my PO box address in Gig Harbor, Washington. So
That's good.
Guys, Philip Labrado tried to poison me.
They're coming to murder my family. Good shit. So, we going to bed? We out? We done?
I guess. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining me on this impromptu stream. Apex, thanks for jumping in and saving my arse again. So.
It's my pleasure, man. I'm always happy to talk to you.
So
let's do it again.
We'll need to get the critical drinker on here too at some point and talk to him about all this stuff. So
yeah, that would be pretty cool.
He's bigger than both of us, I think, but you know,
he's pretty cool, and I mean, he seems pretty humble. I think if you were able to actually start a dialogue with him, and I think it could be possible. I mean, I'm social media retarded, so if anybody's going to be able to do that, it'd be you, because I don't even know how to. I don't even tag relevant people when I tweet things. Like I don't.
Well, to be honest, Joe, I've got to be honest here. I'm kind of retarded. So
I got to be honest with you, Joe. I'm kind of retarded.
So that's my best Alex Jones impression. So
that's right. I'll save you again.
But anyway, yeah. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching and good night. God bless. God save this great nation, and subscribe to Apex Gamma and subscribe to Near Eye too. So
love you, chat.
All right, peace out, folks. Good night, God bless.